Hello YouTube, Herping to the Extreme here. Going to show you how to set up the enclosure for your Emperor Scorpion. Okay, first you're going to want to start off with the proper size tank. You can go ahead and get a 10-gallon. That'll be good for one Emperor Scorpion for the rest of his life. He can live happily in a 10-gallon. I'm going to upgrade later. For now, he's still a juvenile, but I'm going to start off with a 5.5 gallon. Probably in a year I'll put him in a 10-gallon. Just this is all I have right now. So you're going to want to choose the correct substrate, and I would go with a coconut fiber because they burrow and the coconut fiber holds the moisture really well. They need about 80% humidity. They are a tropical scorpion, so you're going to need the humidity really high. Just get the coconut fiber a little bit damp. I mixed in some moss, some sphagnum moss, just to help keep the humidity even a little bit better. So you just add the substrate in there. You're going to want a good amount of substrate. Dump it all in there. Probably 2 to 4 inches of substrate will probably work fine. Any reptile you get, this is good for just an idea and a picture of what you're looking at for setup wise, but always just do your research, like how much humidity they need, if they need any at all, what substrate would be safe for them. Just go on Google and type in the setup and care for whatever animal you're getting, but that's what you should do for your scorpion. But this is just a idea and how I take care of my scorpion, and it's been working well for me. So I've got about 3 inches of substrate in here. Works great for him. Mix it all up because didn't really mix it in that tub very well, but I'll mix it up in here. You just want to make sure it's nice and fluffy and easy for them to make a burrow in, and if it's nice and moist, it'll hold the shape of their burrow. So alright, so that's the substrate. As you can see, that's how high the substrate. I've got about 3.5 inches of substrate in there. Alright, next you're going to want to hide for them. I just took a plastic flower pot, cut it in half. Works great for a hide. Just kind of bury that down a little bit. Work it down there. And then, if you want, just to make it look a little better, just kind of bury the hide a little bit. They'll move the substrate around and stuff to whatever they're comfortable at, but you can kind of get them started a little bit. Alright, so there's this hide. I'll make a burrow down in there. That just helps them hold the burrow. Next, I have a fake plant. Just pretty much for decoration, but it is nice for the scorpion to have. Because you don't want it too plain of a tank. This makes them feel a little bit more natural in here. So they have like stuff to explore and a little bit of stuff to climb on, and they can also hide under the plant and stuff. My room stays about 85 degrees year-round, so I don't need a heat source for him. They do not need lighting. They'll do fine without it. Just the light from your room or your other heat lamps you have lit up in here will work. If your room's cold, then get them a heat pad or a heat bulb and put it on one side to give them a hot and a cool side. If you use a heat mat, put it on the side of the tank. Don't put it under the tank. And a heat bulb, just put it on put the water dish on the opposite side that the heat bulb's on, or the hot side's on. I just have this little lid for a water dish because it's pretty good size for him. You set their water. They drink a lot of water, so you're probably gonna have to refill their water dish maybe in the morning and before you go to bed. But I just refill it once a day. You just dump it out and refill it. Got some dirt in there. Just put that in there. You always want to give your reptiles bottled water just to be safe. You don't want any chemicals or anything that could harm your animal. So just fill their water dish with some bottled water. Doesn't really matter what brand of bottled water, just distilled, just regular, not flavored obviously or anything like that, but just regular distilled bottled water. That'll do. That's your basic setup. Also, the soil's pretty moist, so that'll be nice for him to burrow in, but you could spray the tank down. He'll drink the water off the leaves of the plant and stuff, and the water off the glass, stuff like that. But that's your setup for your Emperor Scorpion. Now all you need to do is add the Scorpion. So I'll go ahead and do that. Get him out of here. Come on, buddy. Alright, he doesn't really want to come out, so I'll get him out here. Don't want to hurt him. There we go. Let's go ahead and add him into here. Come on, bud. Doesn't really like to go back into his enclosure. He should enjoy the new setup for him. Get him down in there. He should crawl off once he realizes that you're putting him back into his tank. But Emperor Scorpions are handleable. They're pretty docile scorpions, but I'm sure like any other animal, they all have their own mind, and some can be nice, some can be aggressive. But I guess I'll go ahead and end it. I'll put him in here, but he doesn't want to crawl off my hands, so I don't want to stress him out anymore or anything. So that's your basic setup for an Emperor Scorpion. If you have any questions, just leave a comment or inbox me. I'll answer it. And comment, rate, and subscribe. That's it.